To the Congo Hour. I am your host, Wayna Dobson. My co-host Trippy is en route, but before he comes, my dear friend Mr. Washington was on with Mr. Pritchett, and he forgot to announce something, and I wanted to give him this opportunity. So it's always good to know someone that knows someone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But I appreciate you for what you're doing. I mean, you know, trying to get the young people still involved, going to college, that's really important. So thank you so very much.
You're quite welcome.
But you have something you want to give away.
Yes, I do have a giveaway. The Norfolk State University Alumni Association, Delaware Chapter, Incorporated, we will be hosting a flapjack pancake breakfast at the Applebee's off of Route 40. The address is 105 Wilton Boulevard, and that's Newcastle, Delaware. The event is on April 5th, 2014, from 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. Now, sorry.
Go ahead. We having some technical difficulties, but you act like it's not going on, and we'll still talk.
Okay. Again, it's at Applebee's Restaurant, 105 Wilton Boulevard, and that's Newcastle, Delaware. It's at 8 a.m. until 10 a.m., and it's on April 5th, 2014. So the first person that can text me the Norfolk State University motto will win a free ticket to the Flapjack Pancake Breakfast.
All right.
And you may be able to text me at area code 302-602-5149. That's area code 302-602-5149. Again, it must be the Norfolk State motto. Thank you.
You're so welcome. It's a whole bunch going on down here this evening. But thank you so very much. And hopefully you can stick around and let me know if anyone won the ticket. Okay? All right. So my co-host has arrived. I'm going to take a very short break. And we'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back to the show. We want to thank you for watching. We hope that you enjoyed our first interview.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to have an interview. We're going to have one more interview, and then we're going to have Sammy's Corner.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so we have two more interviews before Sammy's Corner. I just said that because all week he's just been, I guess, glowing because he's getting such rave reviews. So he says from his Sammy's Corner.
Wait, you said so he says.
Yeah, so he says people all week are just stopping him in the stores and the streets and just telling him how much they love Sammy's Corner. So yeah, he's coming back for the second week in a row, and it's been a while since he's been back.
Wait.
For 2 weeks straight. So.
Trippy, there was a young lady today, and I wish I got her name. She said, "Why is Trippy so hard on his dad?" I'm like, then somebody said, "Why is Trippy so hard on you?" Why are you so hard?
I'm not.
You just tell it how it is,
no,
right?
Not at all. We're just having fun. That's all.
Right, but you must admit that Sammy's Corner is a very good corner.
It is. I just I have to mess with him.
Because you want him to be.
Yeah, we learn a lot.
Most definitely.
I think the most amazing thing about it is how many like the older crowd who really appreciates him and it says how much they learn from him. You know, so I mean he's a very wise man. You know, I probably won't tell him that to his face. He's very wise, and plus he doesn't mind sharing his wisdom. And he's a very good speaker, so he really knows how to share his wisdom. So
I think he missed his calling.
Yeah, those three things combined, it just makes for an pretty good average Sammy's Corner. You know.
I need a speaker for my next conference.
Might be him.
Might be Sammy.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready for
our
interview? Okay. All right, welcome to the Congo Hour.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
How you doing?
Yeah, thank you so.
Appreciate
I love when we have. I guess I'm getting like you now because you love the students. So I love when we have young people doing positive things.
Yeah. That's true. I was going to say something smart, but I
what was you going to say? Like what?
Nothing.
Because you were going to say something about my age or something? What you going to say?
I was, but I held back. So
no, say it.
We already introduced us. Let them introduce themselves. We don't want to take up too much of their time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Aaron Wright. I'm the writer and director and producer of the teen stage play Young, Wild, and Out of Control.
Do you mind giving your age?
Yeah, no problem. I'm 28 years old.
28. Okay. All right.
You have a daughter who's like 30, right, Wayne? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like you, didn't you?
Go ahead.
My name is Najee Connor. I'm 20. I'm from New Jersey, Burlington County, and I play Brandon.
Okay.
My name is Bridget Velasquez. I'm from Newcastle, Delaware, and I play Asia in the play.
Hi, I'm Malik Long, and I play Chase and Laurie. I'm from Philadelphia.
I like Malik when they're out there. I'm like, y'all ready? He's like, I don't know about them, but I am. So I was like, okay, Malik. So let's talk about the play. Without telling us what it is, tell us what it is, if that makes sense.
Well, I'll start and I'll let them elaborate on, I guess, the characterization.
Okay.
The play is a play about a group of teenagers and their transformation from a life of recklessness, trying and willing to do anything just once, and just living life completely out of control, into eventually finding their purpose and linking to each other using the teen jargon, their own teen voice to find solace in the issues that they're going through, the consequences that come from the things and the choices that they make, to finding their purpose in the short.
Good. I love it already.
My character is Brandon. He's a wannabe thug who's just doing anything and everything to get to the top. He's a little stuck up or stuck in his ways and somewhat lost, but yeah, you should come.
Okay.
And he also has in the play, he has a baby and he's going through the struggles of dealing with a young lady who he had a relationship with for 2 years. He goes to juvenile detention, comes out at juvie, and now is stuck with a 6-month-old baby and trying to figure out what do I do with that particular situation.
Okay.
And my character is Asia. She's very influenced by her surroundings, like her students, so they influence her to be a fighter. You know, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you. And she's really not that type of person. Deep down inside, she's very caring and she just cares about other people. But it really doesn't show in the play like that. But she's more a fighter. That's how she is.
Okay.
I'm Chase and Laurie. I'm not going to say too much about Laurie because I think you need to come and see that part. But Chase, I'm more of the, the comic of it. And in the play, something happens, and I have to make a choice. I have some choices to make, so I don't want to give away too much, though.
Now, I have a question. Do either one of you see a little bit of yourself in the character that you are? Are you any part of the character?
Don't let me answer, because if I answer, I'm a...
You gonna say it?
I do, far as what he tries to do in the end. I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
What he tries to do in the end is something that I'm trying to do currently in life.
Just positive. It's positive.
Yeah, positive stuff. He's a strong person, I would say, in some ways, and I'm a strong person too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can say in the sensitive side and caring side, that's me. So it's kind of like flip-flop, or like the opposites. So.
Okay. And Malik wants you to come and see because he don't want to tell us.
I don't want to give away too much, right?
Okay. So the play is going to be when and where?
It's going to be at Howard High School of Technology on Saturday, March 22nd at 6 p.m. Doing great advertising, definitely marketing to our teenagers. It's interesting, as one of the great things about the play is even though it's a teen stage play, we've gotten rave reviews from adults. Simply because the play opens up doors and shares information that most adults don't know. There's a huge disconnect between what teenagers are doing at age 16 and 17 versus, people that are more seasoned and what they know and explain. And the play really opens up issues that you wouldn't even know 16-year-olds are dealing with teen dating abuse and are dealing with teen pregnancy on a whole nother level than what we think that they're dealing with. And so March 22nd, Saturday, Howard High School is definitely going to be a great turnout, great situation, and their acting skill is phenomenal. I know now this is still a nerve thing, but the acting ability is completely out of control as soon as they get on that stage.
Okay.
It is.
Would you say this is a family?
Yeah, I will
Or
put a disclaimer
certain
though,
okay.
and say PG-13.
Okay.
Probably just because of some of the issues. I don't know if an 8-year-old may be okay to see it. But if you have a teenager that's 13 or older, it's the perfect opportunity to come. If you're, timid as an adult and as a parent, to have those conversations with your child. Let them come see the play. It's completely written in their voice, in their jargon, so it opens up the conversation so much easier after seeing the play.
They should actually probably even go with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So they can have the conversation. I absolutely agree.
How much?
It's okay. Tickets are $10 for students, and that's 18 and under, and then they're 15 for adults. And you can purchase tickets online at my website. It's www.therightdecision. Right is WRIGHT. therightdecision.com, or you get tickets at your door.
Okay. Now, and I normally don't have the privilege of doing this. Trippy normally does it, but I'm gonna say we're gonna give away some tickets.
Let's do it.
Trippy to like a parent and their child to be able to come.
Their teenage child.
Yeah, their teenage child.
Because we don't want like you and Amber to be there, because it's like a whole different audience. So
I don't know. That's number 2.
Oh my gosh!
This is like a teen
What
oriented
happened
play.
to the disclaimer that we
Okay.
had?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
All right, so let's give away 5 sets of 2 tickets.
So 10 tickets, 5 sets.
Right.
Okay. So
Appreciate
I need the parent to call me, 521-7325, 521-7325, and I'll need your name and your teenage person's name, and we'll work it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what's your number one more time, Wayne?
521, you don't know my number?
The audience, well, they probably need it too.
521-7325, 521-7325. So we're giving away to the first 5 callers that call will receive 2 tickets for you and for your teenage child. My phone is ringing. I will definitely try to announce the winners immediately before the show.
And we haven't said this in a while, but no family, no close friends, no employees of the funeral home or anything like that. So.
And not if you won anything within the last 90 days.
Right. So
we need to put that disclaimer
up.
up.
We want a chance to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you so
thanks.
much.
And I'm definitely going to be there.
Please do.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
will.
outstanding show.
I can't bring my. I do have
telling you.
19. You forgot about Hunter.
That's
He probably don't have time for me to. So, all right, and we wish you the best. I'm really excited.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So even if I need you to call to get tickets. We always talk about that. The young people aren't doing anything positive, and here we are.
That's right.
Someone right from Delaware who's doing something positive. We definitely want to support. So. One more time, how can they purchase tickets?
You can purchase tickets on the website, www.therightdecision, right is WRIGHT.com, and you can get tickets at the door.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I'll be there. All right. So we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back because we have some more tickets to give away.
Hello and welcome back to the show. Right now we're going to have Wilmington's finest promoter on. He's going to talk about an upcoming event that he has coming up, and he's going to give away some tickets. And I don't know, what else you have going on, OP?
Like, what else you here for? That is
he always
funny.
has like a list.
I know.
Yeah, you can put me on the spot, Trippy. There you go.
What's going on, buddy?
March 22nd, me Now Entertainment. We got Monica and Carl Thomas coming over to TD Bank Center in Jersey.
Okay.
Monica haven't been over this coast for a long time, so she's releasing her new CD coming out. Well, it came out in January, and she had the baby and everything, so she ready to get back on the road, start doing shows. So putting her back out there, as if it's her first show since she had the baby and everything.
Okay. And you said Carl Thomas.
Yeah, Carl Thomas.
Carl Thomas.
And this is on March 22nd?
March 22nd, right, at the TD Bank Auditorium in New Jersey. It's 20 minutes from the Commodore Bay Bridge.
Okay. What city is that in?
Let me see.
Can't remember.
Swellwell, New Jersey. Swellwell, New Jersey.
Okay.
Tickets are $79, $59, and $69. But I'm gonna give a pair away to the 4th person who texts me at 302-218-0554.
All right. 218-0554. So the first person who's
4th person text me.
the 4th person who shoots the text. Okay, they're gonna give away a pair of tickets.
Yeah, a pair of tickets.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, and if you want to buy some giveaways on you, Trippy. And also, Trippy, I want everybody to get ready. I'll be back on your show next month. I'm gonna give ticket away for the Mother's Day show I got coming up May the 10th with Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown, and Ralph and Charlie Wilson Gladys Knight. That's May the 10th on Mother's Day weekend.
Trippy's going. That's May is my birthday month.
Okay.
Trippy will buy my tickets, so make
Okay.
sure he gets my tickets
Well,
on my birthday.
Trippy ain't gonna buy no tickets, so you already said, I'm already listen, that's my man. He, you know what I mean?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah,
Where's that going to be? Open?
That's gonna be Atlantic City, Mother's Day, May the 10th.
Okay.
And then May the 11th, I got the Whispers the next night there.
So I knew you had a lot going on. Trying to play humble.
trying to play.
Yeah, so I'll be back on next month to get away tickets for the Mother's Day show.
Okay.
That's if you allow me to come back on.
Of course, man. You're always welcome. Can you give us your cell number one more
It's
time?
302-218-0554.
Okay.
And stick around so I can announce the winner.
Yes, I will. Give you the
All
person
right.
name.
Okay. All right. So we have to wrap this section up.
That's right.
Because it's time, almost time for my favorite part of the show, Sammy's Corner.
All right, he's here, so we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the show. Right now, we're going to go straight into Sammy's Corner. He's here, and he's ready to educate us and just kind of, I guess, share his experiences with us that we appreciate so much.
I guess tonight I was watching Dr. Pritchard, and he had a group of folks who surely had the foundation to do some great things here in Wilmington. And I had an opportunity to meet him at the door when I was coming in, and it was just nice to hear people that age that are still interested in creating a foundation. And foundation, I don't mean money foundation. I mean something that we can all stand on, that we can be proud of, and watch our young people be able to, I guess some people call it catapulting from that. And I just was excited about that whole thing. I think that one of the things that has hindered us and still hinders us today is that little subliminal message that keeps saying to us that the grass is greener on the other side, you know, and that.
What do you mean?
Well, in fact, that, you know, some of the young people would do anything other than to go to Delaware State because of that message that has been passed on during my time and everybody's time, that we are inferior and that we can't get out of as much as we can going to Yale or Harvard or whatever it might be. And what we have to really get under us right away are life skills. And going to Harvard and Yale will introduce us to a world that only few of us will enter. That world way out here where they're the millionaires and all that kind of stuff. And so we leave Yale and Harvard to come back, and we're very frustrated and confused because we want to wear our Yale and Harvard emblems. But we can't wear that, I don't think, and function well in the world that needs those people. What do you think?
I think that we can, honestly. I too much emphasis, like you said, like towards the beginning, is placed on those other schools and not enough on like the Delaware States and the Morgans and, you know, the Howards and like the Compton States. Even when I was deciding which school I wanted to go to, like Delaware State wasn't at the top of the list because I guess I had that same type of you know, brainwashing. But I'm so glad that I went there. I had a great experience. I met some great friends. You know, I still have, you know, connection with the school. So I think that people can still go to Yale and Harvard and still come back and, you know, find their niche here. But I think that you don't have to go to Yale or Harvard to be able to do that. I think that it's just so much emphasis placed on schools other than local schools like, you know, like Delaware State that it gets kind of lost in the whole mix of things.
I think that a lot of times, because I hear it, parents want their child to get out of Delaware to experience something different. So, like you said, a lot of times Delaware State University is not even on their list, they prefer them to go to North Carolina or to Atlanta or somewhere to get out of Delaware. I hear it all the time. Go someplace else, get out of Delaware.
I personally have, well, I've been around all these years. I've been to a lot of schools, and most campuses are very similar, you know, and people are very similar from all walks of life. I think that many people who can't get into that circle believe they can get out of Delaware and get in the circle, but the circle is here and can be broadened if people want to get in there and have a kind of a, I guess what I say, personality, a eager to learn and to grow and to sacrifice and all that stuff. I think Wilmington is probably, in my experiences, has been one of the greatest cities I've ever been into in my life. That's not as big as New York and Philadelphia, but it has the fundamentals that allow you to do anything that any other major city will allow you to do, I believe. Now, that's just for me.
What do you think about that?
I don't think so. I think that, I don't know, I guess people grow up here in Wilmington and it's such a small area and they just want to experience something bigger.
Because everything closes at 6.
Right. I think, you know, going away, you do kind of get a different, I guess a different appreciation for things that aren't here in Delaware. But even if it's close as, you know, as close as Philadelphia, if you go to a school up there, you just get, it's a whole different life. Even I had a lot of friends who were from Philadelphia and New York that I met at Delaware State, and they had a very hard time adjusting to Delaware. But at the end of when they graduated, most of them stayed here.
Shaq.
Yeah, me Shaq is one of them. I mean, a whole lot of them. They just stayed in Delaware because I guess it depends. Everybody maybe just wants something different. They want to see a different experience. So people who came from New York to Delaware, they had to adjust, but then at the end of the day, they really appreciated Wilmington and Delaware because, you know, it just offers something different. And it's, I guess it's better to raise a family in their eyes than Philadelphia or New York. So they ended up staying here. But I can see, you know, people who grew up here wanting to go out and just see different things. So I can't really blame them for that because there's really not a lot of options here if you just stay in Delaware versus going to Howard or going to schools down south North Carolina, A&T. So I do see where people want to get away just to kind of see things different. But again, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change my college experience for anything in the world. I just got so much out of it that I'm so glad that I ended up at Del State. I didn't want to go, but it was a great experience, and just meeting so many local people and still having those relationships that I wouldn't have had an opportunity to have if I would have gone, you know, out of state. So.
Have you ever heard me talk about the inaccurate perception to the map of reality? All right. Those people who come from Philadelphia and New York and go to college, probably 50% of them punch out the first year because they didn't go to school to study.
Right.
If they went to school to study, they wouldn't be looking for all these amenities that you were talking about. And that's what hurts them. Delaware State does not offer the Baby Grand and all the other nice places to go dancing and prancing. But if you go there and get a solid education anywhere, you're not going to have much time to have fun in the cities. And I think that's where most of us go to school believing that we're going to get a new experience. We're going to go to Hampton and we're going to be able to go into Hampton and party and all that stuff. And that's wrong.
That's a good analogy.
And so many young people need to be prepared to understand what it is they're going to school for, and that is to get an education. We fail to be very strict and prepare our youth for that new experience. And because we think we're good parents and we're giving them this freedom, we don't know how we are really hurting our young folk. Right. We hurt our young folk most of the time from the day they're born by thinking that this short period of time that we've been free, that we want to do better instead of preparing our folk to meet the challenge. And ethnic group people that come from other countries to appreciate what America has to offer do not come here to party.
That's true.
They come here to get a great education and then begin to do things after that. So that kind of sin, could you say, that we are in needs to be cleaned up, because we have great young people with great minds that that could go on and on and on, but we allow them to go through that channel that I talk about all the time, and we let them go aground, and it is not their fault.
Mr. C, do you see how, I don't know if you see the connection, how last week's message is filtering in to this week's message? Because last week you talked about families and family values. So now what you just said, comparing other ethnic groups to other people, you know, they come here because their family has instilled in them, this is what you're going to school for, you're going to get an education, and this is how it's going to be. So they have that family value instilled in them, which makes them go to school for all the right reasons.
America, I think 20 years ago or more, was #1 of education in the world. Now we're 36 in the world when you compare us with even small countries, because we've lost our value and we've lost our direction.
China's #1 probably.
I think it's like Sweden or something like that's #1. But the Chinese education, you know, even here in America, when you find a group of kids that are Chinese and they're going to that school, they're doing well. And so we have to, I guess why I'm excited about the charter schools, because I think there are a lot of people who want to make it work and do great and educate our kids and give an opportunity. And that broad, general kind of education that we are getting now in the public schools really hinder, because there's no foundation. And there's a special effort placed on these new schools trying to create a base that allows our people to begin to prosper in the educational field, because we've let it get out of hand. I know I'm very proud of my daughter Kim, who you know, she raises her kids, but they are all A students. And I know that at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're looking to the kids' room and they're studying. They're not out on the corner. You know, they're not finding value in the street. And in that street is where you're going to create some problems. And I think that system that I always talk about, the family, that system, you don't have to have a lot of money and great schools and all that. I mean, by titles, I think you got to have the value to want to go there and get out of that school the best that you can. And that's where but we have to not only educate our kids, we got to educate the parents who have been left out of the educational process. Because there is a gap where kids had kids and they're not prepared to understand. And that's where I think that people like the people that were here from Hampton and all those schools can and will, if it's structured right, set up some systems in Wilmington that we could be a pilot program for the world to show that if the structure is there, the great kids that I know who fall beyond the side just because the structure isn't there, and they're permitted to go out in the street, they're permitted to fail in school, and they're permitted to drop out. The next move is jail, or they get into something illegal and they get killed or something like that. But all that could be prevented.
Who do you think is responsible for that structure?
I think that I think that first of all, the parent themselves, if the parent isn't educated enough, I think that the school recognizes the gap, and they should notify. There should be someone that they can notify to say, gee, we're not having any success with the student nor the parent. Mm-hmm. And I believe that the best tutorial program is probably in the church, because it can offer more than just studies. It can offer a different cultural change. Mm-hmm. And that cultural change will help to develop some values for both the mother and the child, and from there, I think that what other support services that's needed, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, Girls Club, or whatever it might be, mm-hmm. because believe it or not, as we get older, there are support services for people who are successful, like the Links. Their support service, mm-hmm. the fraternities, the Aboules, all that kind of stuff keeps us in tight with those who have been successful. Right. What do we have for our young people? How can we keep them in tight with people who are successful? Mm-hmm. And so that part that we ignore because we think we're successful, but we don't know we're damaging a lot of youth behind us. As we grow, we should elevate.
He who knows.
Not. Anyway, I think that there were systems set up for successful people, but the successful people have not recognized that they got a responsibility to reach back and create some other systems to help people just like those systems are helping them.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's very good.
Well, I know.
Sammy Corner's over.
Sammy's Corner's over. You're looking at me strange.
What you looking at him strange?
No, not at all. I was looking at him with an interest. That's why I wanted him to keep going. But we can't, because we have some more things that we have to do.
But you know what? I would like for those who may say, oh, well, we're doing what Mr. Congo said, we're doing bridging the gap for those that are less successful, to help those to become successful. Sometimes people say, oh, we're doing it. So if you are doing it, we would love for you to come on the show and share with our viewing audience. You can give me a call to schedule to come on. The telephone number is 521-7325. That's 521-7325. And as always, Mr. Congo, I thought Sammy's Corner was fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Do we have just, real quick, we might have it, I'm not sure, it just kind of crossed my mind off of something you just said, that do we have a group of, like, quote unquote, successful, like black women and men who go back and set up those structures? Do we have like a main? Is there like a
mainstream thing?
Is there like one main group that? Or do we have a group that does that?
I'm not sure, but I know that
has like doctors and lawyers and dentists and all those.
That's the Boule group.
But I mean, right? But do they go back? Do we have a group that goes back specifically, and like to bridge that gap?
That's what I just said at first. Uh-huh. They get there and they forget.
Right.
They come up with little
scholarships and things.
Yeah, and they have little groups of 20 and 30 and 40 when you need groups of 50, thousands. Because that's where the problems lie, within those thousands of kids that aren't, like if you came into Wilmington now, you as a doctor, the boule would reach out and grab you.
All right.
The many groups like that would make sure that you're successful in Wilmington, and we're not going to let you get away because we want you. That's a support service for Wilmington, whether it's the Ramblers or whatever it might be. These are super groups.
I think he's starting something now, which is a good thing. I'm glad that you're starting it, because now these organizations may wake up and say, "Oh, we definitely need to do this better." So
I guess some organizations do it already.
I want
there's
to
a lot to do it.
to a certain
But
level,
not enough.
Not on the level that he's
Right.
talking about.
Not on a
But,
consistent
fraternities
level.
and sororities and a lot of different organizations are doing that. So I don't want to take anything away from them.
Well, sure.
But not on that level that you're talking about.
You got the Jack and Jills,
Right,
but
right.
they are normally people who don't let the other people. I
don't need it.
say that.
Yeah, you're right though. A lot of groups only
he's
cater
starting
to
stuff. Right.
cater
to kids who may not need it. That's
That's
true.
That's true. Now they're going to deny that.
Right.
All of us deny that, but it's a fact.
Right.
That we said, well, now what does she do? We can't have her in here if she's been, or he's been.
Right, but
and
that's
that's
what
the
needs it the
people
most,
who really need it the most.
Right.
wait, I'm laughing, y'all, because Gundy is taking Norman's show for a little while hosting. So I'm laughing because he's coming in like Norman does, like trying to tell us it's time to wrap up. Did you notice that?
I noticed that.
But he did an
But when
excellent
Norman
job. I
comes
have to
back,
give
we'll
it.
remember him too.
He did an excellent job. I have to give it to him. So once again, Mr. Congo, thank you so very much for sharing your wisdom.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, Trippy.
All right, we're gonna come back with our funeral announcements and some community news, and then after that, we're gonna sign off. And your All right, welcome back to the show. At this time, we're going to have our funeral announcements. First, we have Miss Catherine Neal, age 77, who departed this life February the 27th. Her funeral services were yesterday at the Old Fort UAME Church, and her burial took place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Sheila Miller McGriff, age 37, departed this life February the 27th. Her funeral services will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Ezon Fair Baptist Church, 1400 B Street. Viewing will be from 4 to 5:45 only, and her burial will be private. Mr. Samuel Matthews Lee, age 61, departed this life February the 24th. His funeral services will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue. Viewing will be from 12 to 1:45, and his burial will be private. Miss Alice F. Thompson, age 90, departed this life March the 2nd. Her funeral services will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Canaan Baptist Church, 3011 Newcastle Avenue. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will be in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Mr. William Parson, Jr., age 81, departed this life March the 2nd. His funeral services will take place tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Hanover Presbyterian Church, 1801 North Jefferson Street. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and his burial will be in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Ellen L. Thompson, age 67, departed this life February the 28th. Her funeral services will be on Monday at 11 a.m. at the Christian Life Center, 129 Signal Road in Lincoln University, Pennsylvania. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will be private. Miss Barbara Rosetta Watts, age 79, departed this life March the 5th. Her funeral services will be on Friday at 11 a.m. at the Pilgrim Baptist Church, 1325 Barksdale Drive in Newark. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will be in the St. John's Cemetery in Newark. Miss Louise Hackett, age 58, departed this life March the 4th. Her funeral services will be on Thursday, March the 13th, at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue at 12 noon. Her burial will be private. Mr. Michael Ludewan, age 64, departed this life February the 26th. His funeral services will be on Friday at 11 a.m. The viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and the location will be announced, and his burial will take place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Services for Mr. James Evans, age 77, who departed this life yesterday, will be announced. Services for Miss Debithia E. Collins, age 66, who departed this life March the 2nd. Her memorial services will be on Wednesday at 1 p.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue, and her burial will be private. Miss Alma Miller, age 80, who departed this life March the 5th. Her funeral services will be on Saturday, March the 15th at 11 a.m. at the Mount Salem UAME Church, 4th and Bayard Street in Delaware City. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and there will also be a viewing at the church on Friday from 6 to 8 p.m., and her burial will be in the Green Hill Cemetery in Delaware City. Services will be announced for Miss Lily Harris, age 82, who departed this life March the 7th. Services will also be announced for Miss Mary Harris, age 61, who departed this life on March the 8th. Services will be announced for Miss Dorothy Davis, age 102, who passed away today. And that does conclude all of our funeral announcements. If you have any questions, please call us at the funeral home at 652-8887. Also, you can go to our website at www.congofuneralhome.com. Please stay tuned for Community Crossfire with Ugundi Jacobs, and God willing, we will see you next Sunday. If you ever want to be a part of the Congo Hour, you can give Wayna a call at 521-7325. 521-7325 if you ever want to be a part of the show. And we want to congratulate Mary Bracy, who won 2 tickets to go see Monica and Carl Thomas. Again, we want to thank OP for giving those tickets away. So congratulations and thank you for watching, Miss Mary Bracy. And the winners to the tickets for the play, also we want to thank you for watching, Miss Irene Wilson, Miss Maggie, Lisa Black, Tracy, and Arnold Chambers. Thank you so much and congratulations. And Wayne will be contacting you so you can get your tickets. All right, I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you very much. Happy birthday to Shane. I'm not sure if they can still hear me, but happy birthday. That's not a funeral announcement. Happy birthday to Shane Word. Am I on the air? Yes. I'm sorry. Happy birthday to Shane Word, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. That's from all of us from the Congo Funeral Home. I forgot his picture was up there. Happy birthday, Shane.